Chelsea, get it off your chest.
Yes, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Beautiful. Yeah, so thank you for, obviously taking my call. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So basically my question is kind of on behalf of my boyfriend.
Are you living with him?
Yes, I know.
How old are you, Chelsea?
I'm 26.
Why are you allowing yourself to be used like that? If he have sex with you now, he gonna cheat on you when you get married. When you get married.
Well, we're doing pretty good. Like we don't do that. We don't have children. We're waiting till we get married, and then we're going to be buying a house soon.
Are you having sex?
And then we've really refrained for a while.
Are you having sex?
Yeah. but it's, ever since we've been listening to you, it's only been a few months. It really just, it makes so much sense what you say. And it's like, no one's ever told us that before.
Right. I understand that. Yeah.
So, in San Diego's so expensive. So it's kind of economically smart to kind of live together, unfortunately. But yeah, it definitely makes sense. So we're doing we're trying to do the best with what we.
Can't you get a roommate? Can't you get a roommate? Oh.
We also do have a roommate. Yeah.
I know. So so that you guys can move apart until you get married. You still can date, but don't live together. No sex, because by living together, you're giving the impression to the world that you are not moral people. Right.
Yeah. No. That, and like I said, that makes total sense. And we both listen to you and really take, we really take it seriously, kind of what,
right.
your word. And because, you can tell it's of God, and we, like I said, it's just kind of new to us. It's like, why don't more people, teach this, and, why isn't it more mainstream? So,
yeah. And your parents should have been an example for you like that while you were growing up, and you would not have ended up living with a boyfriend.
Right. Yeah. And I think, it's both, it's kind of a miracle where we're both at in our lives,
Yeah.
And, we're really kind of trying to use our parents' example of, if we can kind of do the opposite of that, then we'll definitely be, better off and do things like, we kind of say it like this: we want to do things the God way.
Yes.
And it's never the easy way of doing things. It's always the
Well, it would be easy once you're born again. It is easy. It's so easy that it's amazing.
Right.
The other way is the hard way. You wanted to ask me something about ADHD. Go ahead.
Yes. So basically, he meets the criteria of having ADHD, like his pretty much his whole life. His mom never supported that. Kind of the opposite. She was kind of seemed to be more in denial about him having, something was going on, whether you want to call it ADHD or what. She was in denial and didn't want to seem like a bad mom.
Uh-huh.
But he was getting in trouble in school. He couldn't pay attention. Basically meets, he's a checklist of ADHD candidate. Well, he's been doing a lot of research and trying to figure out how to help him now as an adult. And basically he really kind of believes that, he has to, he's going through getting diagnosed right now.
Amazing.
So
is he on medication?
Right. So he seems to be open to whether or not, he's going to see a psychiatrist soon, and they're the ones who kind of prescribe you medicine. They determine
God.
They've determined that he has it, but now he's got to go through the next stage of saying, the psychiatrist has to say, okay, well, is it medication you need or is it therapy? Well, he seems to kind of really be riding on the fact that medication is going to be the be all and save all.
No.
And that kind of, it doesn't worry me, because at the end of the day, I know God has our back, and I know that, he just needs to keep an open mind and just understand that, God has our back no matter what. So he has to be open to that. And, if medication isn't the way to go, then that's okay, but I don't want him to feel like, oh, well, if I don't get the medication, then I'm never going to be successful. And, because it's hard for him to focus, and he's trying to take, classes, and so he can be more successful and be able to provide for us as a family. And I understand that, but I just, I need some Jesse Lee advice on this, and I want, your critical kind of, thoughts on this. But, he needs to hear it from an alpha.
Number one, you got to be crazy to see a psychiatrist or a therapist. All they're going to do is take your money and shove medication down your throat. And then you're going to become worse. Number two.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, an ADHD, attention deficit disorder, right? Something like that?
Correct.
I recommend, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice, but I recommend he forgive his mother and return to his father, because the primary reason that he's having that problem, again, I'm not a doctor, but it's because he has anxiety from dealing with his mother. And
and that makes that makes complete sense, because even when we were going through this whole process, there's like a questionnaire that you have to give to your mom, and that says like, oh, was he, kind of a rambunctious child? Did he pay attention in school? And she was kind of, in denial about it and was like, no, you just chose not to be that way. And, and she'd go to the school and like kind of cause a scene, and that would, he just felt like he felt like she didn't have his back, and that.
What it is, she couldn't handle his natural energy that boys have. And boys don't tend to focus on stuff. They tend to just be carefree and do what they do in life. But the mothers don't have it's not in them to raise kids, so they don't have that energy that a father has to be patient with boys and girls. So, number one, he needs to go and forgive her. Be honest with her. Don't say, oh, Mommy, I love you. Just say, Mom, you screwed up my life, and forgive her, and then return to his father. Forgive his father. And things will start to calm down for him. But that anxiety that comes from hate, that comes from anger, is what's driving him. He has a natural energy, and it will come to order if he let the anger go.
Yeah, and I mean, I totally see that, especially, I've been listening to you a lot lately, and I'm just, my worry is, like, I think that he could definitely forgive his mom, because she's more in his life than, for sure more than his dad, but I just don't see him ever, like, forgiving his dad. Like, I don't think he's talked to him since, like, 2012.
Wow.
And so, he also lives here, he lives in the same, city. So,
who his father?
I would.
Why is he mad at his father?
I think because, he wasn't there. Like, he was basically kind of, from what he's told me.
No, the father couldn't handle the mother either. That's why he left. He didn't leave his son. He left the mother. And so he needed to.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, the mother screwed up the father too. And that's why she screwed up the son, because nobody could deal with the mother.
Yeah, I mean, would you say, like, can he forgive his father without having to go see him? Or does he definitely have to go see him?
He need to go and have a conversation with his father, find out what happened. And right away he'll calm down, because he'll understand. And once he understands, that will cause him to forgive, and his whole life will get better.
Right. And that's kind of, I really appreciate your time. And like I said, I wanted him to hear it from, like, an alpha. And I really believe that, there's the God way of doing these things. And I really appreciate it. But does he, I mean, like I said, I just don't, I worry about him kind of being able to forgive his father, because it also seemed like, I mean,
but don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it at all. If I were you, I wouldn't be involved in it, because if you worry or you put your 2 cents, he's not going to do it. But if he if he understands that he needs to forgive his mother for what she did to him, that's why he's dealing with the so-called ADHD, and then return to his father, and he could do it and just see what happens. He has nothing to lose except that anger.
Beautiful. Yeah, and that's kind of why I wanted to call you, because I want to ask you the question, but he can hear it from you.
Yes.
You know, I don't want it to be coming from me, and he really, what you say is really important to him. So I think that he'll really, he'll listen to you. You know.
Well, you know we are in LA. If you guys ever want to come to the church service, right? We deal with this kind of stuff in church too.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would love that. Yeah, we're not too far away. So,
Phil,
and I think, yeah,
you're definitely invited to come. We have all people, millennials, Zs, older people, all kind of people come. So feel free to come.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and he's very entrepreneurial. Like, that's why he's really so stuck on, you know, because college students, you know, they take, you know, Adderall and all these things because, you know, they call it the study drug, you know. And so he kind of has in his mind that, like, if he does this, then he'll be able to be successful. But he's shown success without it before, you know. Like, he's so creative. It's ridiculous. And
I hope you guys come up. I would love to meet him and talk to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Because if he take the drug, it's over.
Yeah, and I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of scary. Like, you don't know how you're going to act on it.
Yep.
You know,
that's right.
We don't drink. We don't do anything. So it's like, that's kind of, you know, it's kind of going to be harsh on his body. And there's repercussions of putting
these
those
experts
in his body,
these so-called intellectual experts have no idea what they're doing at all. They are just doing what the preachers do. They're repeating what somebody else said. That's all that it is.
Right.
But listen, let him hear this and give me a call back and let me know how it goes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, and keep going after those betas.
I will. Yeah. Thank you, Chelsea. I appreciate you. All right.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Okay. Bye now. Amazing.